Hey Faith family, welcome to the Rooted Conversations podcast. My name is Tish.
And I'm Ebony.
And thank you so much for being here today for episode 13. Today is a special episode. It's a blackout episode in honor of February, which is Black History Month. We just want to, raise awareness for some of the things that are happening with us as a race, because I love my people.
Absolutely.
I love my people.
Best to ever do it. Best to ever do it.
And I feel like a lot of us, unfortunately, are not really conscious of the things that we've been through, the things that we've gone through. Absolutely. And a lot of times the things that we're going through now, because we are still in this weird kind of fight, for equality, or just to have just the right to be. So that's what this episode is dedicated to today, right?
Yes.
Right. So the first thing that I want to touch on is that, as Black people, we have such a rich history, right? So many things that we've gone through,
rooted,
good and bad. Like, we have been enslaved for many years. We come from that. Coming from that, we also have so many great inventions that we've created. Yes. So to every good, there's a bad. We have so many trailblazers in our race. I don't think that it's appreciated enough, right? We always want to focus on the bad things that are happening, and that's very important because we can't forget, but we also forget about the good things. It's just like the nature of people. Like, if you do something bad, they remember that, but then when it's something good, they don't remember that.
Yeah, or they don't choose to celebrate it.
Right. So the good things are hardly ever celebrated, right?
Yeah. And we're just rooted, and we've been rooted in a lot of pain.
Right.
We faced a lot of adversities. We have been ostracized. We have been taunted. We have been cruelly handled. You name it, we've been through it as a people. But the thing is, we keep going.
Right.
That's the fight in us. That's something that we can't deny. It's undeniable. Is the fight.
The strength of us.
We have to understand that there's still a fight going on. Mm-hmm. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it's still a fight going on.
Right.
With us as a race, and it didn't just stop with the Jim Crow law or the civil rights. It's still very much so going on. It's one of those things now. It's almost subliminal, it's out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
You think just because they don't have the signs and all of those different things going on, that it's not there anymore. And so that's what we're up against in our generation.
Right.
That's what we're right there.
Right.
And so this episode was just to bring awareness, to just shed some light on that.
Right.
That we're still, yet we've come afar, we still have ways to go.
Definitely have ways to go. Like she said, it's really, an intangible fight at this point. It's more of a mental thing more than anything else.
Definitely.
Like, where our people are so distracted, we're not really taking pride in ownership and owning things, like in owning banks. Not saying that none of us do, but I'm just saying it's very rare for us to own schools and to own banks and to, own our own grocery stores and to things like that. It's just our race is so focused on the wrong things sometimes, right? We
Absolutely.
Get overly focused on the glamour life, on the easy route, on the things that are shiny and flashy, and it's unfortunate.
Things that we've been deprived from for so long.
Right.
And so they dangle that in front of our faces, and we just go for it because those are things that we wanted. Just like like in your personal life. Yep. Things that you was deprived as a child, you go after those things as an adult.
For sure. Okay, I've done that plenty of times. And I'm not saying...
And you can get distracted.
Yeah. And we definitely get distracted. And I'm not saying that it's all wrong. I'm just saying that, as a people as a whole, for the journey that we have to, go on further from here, I just feel like, we're just distracted right now as far as winning that, because it's an unfair fight. And that's why we need God on our side, right? Which is really the point of this episode, is to say that, our people, we did come from very strong roots of,
faith.
Church, and of faith. And we have strayed so far from that.
Absolutely, as a whole.
We used to have so much dignity and so much pride and so much honor when it came to, and so much respect when it came to God and church and things of that nature. But our people as a whole have really strayed from that
And just turned our
made it like a
on
mockery,
God.
you know. And anybody that talks about Jesus now, you looked at like as a Jesus freak, or you know what I'm saying, you just overly religious, or you know, whatever the case, and you're dismissed. You know what I'm saying? It's like nobody wants to have to sacrifice anything. They want to just do what they want to do. And I mean, that's how we were built. That's our flesh. But we really have to fight against that if we want to live a righteous life, if we want to have peace. Because a lot of the things that we indulge in cause the stress. It causes the stress. It causes the pain. And, you know, it really takes a life of sacrifice, you know, and following God. I'm learning on my journey that is the more that I follow God, the more peace that I have.
Yeah.
You know, the less distractions that I have, the less things that I have to worry about. God doesn't want us to be stressed out and worrying all the time. He doesn't want us to live a life of chaos and things like that.
I think it's just we've made it so complicated. You know, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You live a life of excellence, a life model that God himself walked this earth and modeled for us. It's not complicated. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy.
Thanks.
But he urges us to deny the flesh daily so that we can live and have our being in him.
Right.
And through him we can access eternal life.
Right.
And so that's why a lot of us as a people, I feel like, are experiencing a lot of turbulence. We've strayed so far from God in that way, and him being our provider. We're trying to be our own provider. We're trying to be our own way maker, our own peacemaker, and that's just not the case. We're not looking to God. We've gotten so far away from him and honoring him.
Yeah, and I feel like it started in the church, like with the church folk, and how, you know, church just came so corrupt from the inside, and that turned a lot of people off. Like, how you gonna tell me about how to live, and you living like this, like the preacher is sleeping with this person, and you say, but you know what I'm saying, you cussing me out, and you doing all this and that. And so it really turned into kind of like a snowball effect, to where, you know, we rolled right out of the church. We rolled right out of the church, and it didn't make any better when, you know, some years ago when we had all these mass shootings and they actually went in the church and killed a bunch of elderly people. I feel like that planted a seed of fear as well for us to even gather in the place, because it used to be our safe house. And so when that event happened and there were no consequences, and that was someone that was just completely random that just decided to go in the church and kill these innocent black people that were actually praying, that planted the seed of fear. And now a lot of people, you know, were turned off from that. So it's been a lot of attacks on the church, on
the ministry,
as a whole,
on God, period. The enemy is going to and fro, seeking whom he can devour.
Crafty,
if he can keep us divided and distracted, then he's doing his job. And so that's why God is calling for a remnant in the earth. And that's his people going forth and using our voices and letting him use us in that way and we have to model a life of Christ, you know, and that's a level of excellence that we have to be for the community, just in general. For anybody that you come in contact with, they're supposed to see that it is something different about you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's come down to. A lot of people are looking at the person and not looking at the Christ. You know, God is about a relationship. He is not about religion at all. And we say that all the time. That's a real thing. Like, God is about a relationship. He wants to personally get to know. He wants you to personally get to know him for yourself. And that's taking out time, you know, studying. You find out about him in his word. That's how you find out about him, who he is, his nature, his character, his love. And we've gotten away from that.
Really have. And you know, it's just really about coming to God as an individual and being vulnerable enough to, you know, actually talk to him and try to build a relationship with him, and like she said, get into his word and actually build with him. But I think that a a lot of us, unfortunately, and me for a long time, it just seemed like it was a bother. It's like, man, I don't want to have to read my Bible, man.
What?
You know what I'm saying? I have to go to church every Sunday. Like,
What?
and then it's the have-tos, you know? And then some people read their Bible just out of a checklist. They don't even read it for real. It's just, okay, well, let me read my Bible just to say you read your Bible. Like, it's not even about that. It's about actually learning the character of God and learning about the history of God, you know?
Exactly. And what he has been to us as a people, you know, because if you get into the word, it tells you a lot about how he brought the Israelites through time and time and time again.
Yeah, I'm reading Judges right now, and it's crazy. Like every chapter, I'm on chapter 8 right now, but literally every chapter, it was the Israelites turned their backs on God, and they started worshiping idol gods, and God had to send someone to save them. And it was just it's a repeat cycle, and it's just like, wow, God is so merciful, you know. Exactly. That's what I'm learning. Exactly. God is so merciful. He is the God of many chances. He's the God of redemption, you know, if you allow him to.
Absolutely.
You know, if you allow him to. So you really have to think of it, like she said, as a personal relationship, and not as just a box you check in just to make sure you get in heaven, because it's not how it works.
It's not how it works. And just looking at people, because we're sinners.
Right.
We're gonna fall short of the glory of God every time. Nobody is perfect. The goal is to strive.
Right. To be more like Christ.
More. It's a journey. Meaning when you're striving for something, it's a day-to-day process.
Yes, it is.
And with God help, he will remove all of those negative things and replace them with him.
Right. Because he knows your heart. He knows if you're giving out of, truly giving, out of your heart, or if you're just giving out of some vain or selfish reason, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just to say you did, just to check a box, just to, because deeds can't get you into heaven. Good deeds are not going to get you into heaven.
No, being a good person is not what it's about. You will be a good person. You will be a righteous person, following Christ. But good deeds, they won't do it.
Right. It's about the lifestyle, and I just really feel like God is calling us to go deeper.
Yeah, right. He's definitely.
He's calling us to go deeper. It's deeper than that. So to look beyond the surface of what you just hear at church and get to know Him for yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of us will be in a lot better position. Because when you start following God, like certain things just fall away. Like when you're absolutely intentionally following him. And I feel like if more of us were doing that, then more of our people could come together, and it would be a better chance for us to fight against this enemy, which we don't fight against flesh and blood anyway. We fight against principalities,
Yeah.
The unseen things. So but it's just I wish that more of us were on this walk. I
mean, and it's narrow. Anything that's a trend and that's a broad type situation, because he said the road to him is narrow. It's very narrow. It like, I think it shrinks.
And because it's not easy. Like, it's not easy to love your enemies. It's not easy
people
to
that
love.
spitefully misuse you. Oh my God, people that stab you in your back, people that tarnish your name and downplay your character.
Right.
It's not easy, but with God you're able to.
Yeah.
He has enough strength and enough faith for all of that.
Through him.
Yes, but you only get those benefits through him.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And so if you're struggling, if you're living a life of chaos, if you're living a life of pain on the inside, of course, you can dress it up and make it look pretty. Nobody knows what's going on the inside but you.
And God, because God knows your heart.
Of course.
Like, you can't hide anything from him.
You can't hide from him. You can hide it from everybody else.
Go check with your boy, Jonah. I'm telling you, he gonna tell you. He ran.
Okay, he definitely ran. And
God had to go see about this. Literally, he was there all alone. But
right, of course.
I'm just saying, you can't run and you can't hide from God. He knows your heart. That's what he judges, your heart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he knows.
And he wants to be your safe place. He wants to be your peace. He wants to be there for you. He wants you to have these things.
What?
You know, he wants you to live in love, in true love, in real peace, in authentic, you know, rest, you know, where you're not anxious all the time. Like, I used to be such a negative person. I used to be, you know, so grumpy and so mean. And I mean, you know, moments happen and, you know, that side of me kind of pick up again. But, you know, but me being on the walk with God, I'm able to ask for forgiveness.
That's what the grace is about.
Yeah, that's what the grace and mercy is about. He gonna always catch you if you slipping. You know, we all fall down. We all come short because we're wrapped in
we
flesh.
We fall down 7 and we get
that
up
fights
8.
against us every day.
Yes.
Okay, we are wrapped in this flesh that makes us want to,
do the things of the world, to love the things of the world. We were born into sin. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to go through Christ for righteousness.
Right.
Because we were born into this.
It's so easy. It's so
second
easy.
nature. I mean, it's nature. Okay?
Right. It's so easy to just, you know, do whatever you want to.
Do with your flesh. You know, whatever it compels your flesh. That's what you want to do. But that's why the flesh has to die.
Right.
Okay? It has to die. You have to tell it no.
Right.
That's what fasting about, is denying the flesh. That's when people say, you know, oh, I'm fasting. You're just denying the flesh and you're allowing God to have his way in your life.
And don't be intimidated by the journey. Like, it's a journey. So it's going to take time. God knows your heart.
Ups and downs.
As long as your intention is right, then he got you. I'm telling you, I have fallen so many times for the tricks of the enemy. And God will always come and rescue me. He will always help me get back up and get back on track and give me a clean heart.
He's a good father. He's a good father. When you look at him, like the parent and child relationship, it's the beautifulest parallel you can find.
Right.
Closest, very closest, just a little bit, because God has more grace for that as well. He can go farther than your mother, your father, your sister, your best friend.
Right.
Okay, he can go farther than that. He can love you deeper than that. So it's in parallel though. The things that you will do, and your child has, you know what I'm saying, have fallen short so many times to the things in which my parents wanted for me. You know what I'm saying? But they never made them give up on me or stop loving me. They might not didn't want to deal with me, but God, he never even had a bad thought about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Never leave you or forsake you.
Never leave you nor forsake you. And so that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, if I can just kind of give y'all something to kind of compare it to, it's that love. It goes further than you can ever imagine.
Amen.
And he is so good and merciful. And so us as a people, we find God again, we can find peace again.
Right. So I invite you, come on and get on this train, okay? Come on and get on this boat, girl. Come on in the room, girl. Come on in the room, girl.
I love him.
I love him.
He is amazing.
Okay. Really?
I'm telling you, he got something for all of it. He got grace and mercy for all of it.
Right. So it's okay that you're not going to be perfect. You know, we're never going to be perfect, but because only God was perfect. God is perfect. But you're going to fall down. You're going to come short. You're going to struggle. But as long as your intention is well and you're following God and you're seeking God first, then the other things will be added unto you. It will come.
It says that.
You have to be patient. Patience is one of those things that
you have to be patient with yourself. God is patient with us.
Right.
You have to be patient with yourself as well. You know.
Mama, can I use some strawberries?
We're recording, honey.
But she said I can get some strawberries in a minute.
When we get done recording, baby. Y'all want some kids? Trying to work. You know what I'm saying?
You want some strawberries.
Okay. So, like I was saying, when us as a people get back on that track, then we can see a lot of this stuff go to the wayside, fall to the wayside. Right. Because we serve a God that can do anything. Nothing is impossible. As long as you have breath in your body, you have another chance. We serve a God of a second chance. So long as we as a people realize we didn't create ourselves, we can't save ourselves, we can't help ourselves, then God will hear from us and heal our land. What the scripture say?
Which one?
If my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and turn from their wicked ways, then will he heal our land.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Amen.
And he meant that, every word. He's not a man that he should lie. Okay? He's a God that hates sin. It stinks in his nostrils. Right. He did in the time of Noah. That's what made him destroy the world.
Hey.
Okay? That's what made him do it. Yeah. He can't. I mean,
to the point to where he didn't want to keep doing it, so he sacrifices his perfect son. So it's serious, you know. And sin is, you can be tempted. But, you know, being tempted and actually sinning is two different things. And you're going to be tempted. You know, all of us are tempted. God was tempted. Jesus was tempted when he was here. But it's like just building your own relationship with God will help you and guide you through that. Because even people that are saved and that are still striving to live like Christ sin occasionally.
You're going to fall
And that's
short.
what forgiveness is for. And it's like, not that you just know, like, hey, I'm going to be out here sinning because I know God going to... No.
When you know better, you do better.
It's about...
They don't get old.
Yeah, it's about the intention of your heart. You know, so, but yeah, it's a journey, you know, but just don't be intimidated by the journey. Don't feel like your life is going to be over because you decided to follow Christ. Like,
you're going to get angry.
Good on this side.
He didn't say that you couldn't get angry. Things that happen to you in your life, more than likely are not your fault.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can get angry. He said don't sin. You can get angry. But you put it in his hands and he'll do something about it. He'll handle it because he's going to handle it with just and fairness. Right. But even more than that, he loves us. And it's an unconditional love. We always got to get back to the love, honey, because he is love. And that's just what it boils down to. Right?
Amen. I love him. But yeah, so we just want to come today and encourage you on that tip and just give you this special blackout episode because it is the tail end of the month. And we just wanted to speak out about it because our history and where we came from is just not appreciated enough. It's just not appreciated enough. We serve our Father, okay, is the creator of all things. Right. He created us, and so our DNA is creativity. And so what do you think? Not that anyone else's DNA isn't creativity. That's not what we're saying, but I'm just saying our people need to appreciate who we are.
I'm just giving a little appreciation to our own people. I'm not taking away from discrediting or taking away from,
not at all.
Because Albert Einstein was, you know, a genius, and many others. Right. But just saying our people, we just need to appreciate ourselves. More. You know, us as a race and how far we have came and how much that we're doing with less. Okay, this is the thing, with less opportunity, with less things to work with,
less resources.
Yes, we still have done great things. And we've created so many things, invented so many things. So just giving a little appreciation, you know.
Yeah, of course. That's it. All right, you guys. So that's gonna wrap up this episode, which is episode what?
13,
12, 13.
You know, one of them.
One of them. I have the right episode number. Don't pay me any attention. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. You know, because this episode comes out on Sunday. So I hope the week is wonderful for you and it treats you well. Absolutely. The month is almost over, right?
Happy anniversary.
Oh, sister. Thank you. It's my 11-year anniversary, and so yeah, I've been married for 11 years, and it's been quite a journey. We've been together for 15 years, almost 16, and married for 11, and I just found out that I'm pregnant. Right? So with our second child, just found out that I am with child, and I go to the doctor to confirm everything soon. So I will give you guys an update on that on the tail end of the episodes if you're interested. But just want to give you guys love and say thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. We love you. We're praying for you.
Absolutely.
Join us in the Facebook group if you haven't already, and we will see you next week. Bye.